Hey, this is Danny from Upon a Burning Body, and you're watching Chaos TV.
Okay, so hello everyone, we are here at the circus in Helsinki, Finland with Danny from Upon a Burning Body. So first off, hello and welcome to Chaos TV.
Thanks for having me.
So how was the ferry trip to Finland?
It was long, expensive, and it kind of threw our time, like our sleep off, you know? Like we got on there real early, kind of slept a little bit, then got up, couldn't sleep, and then stayed up for a long time. So when we got back on the bus, it was like nighttime again, but we were like wide awake and stayed up last night till like 4 or something like that, 5 in the morning. Just so our sleep's a little off, but you just deal with it.
So did you try the karaoke there on the boat?
Karaoke?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know they had that.
Oh yeah, they have.
No, I probably shouldn't.
Okay, so you're currently on a European tour with Caliban, Trivium and As I Lay Dying. So how has the tour generally gone so far?
Oh, it's been fantastic. We couldn't really ask for anything better. This is our second time in Europe, touring over here, and the crowds are big. They're very responsive for us, you know, in markets that a lot of people say that they're not usually like that, so for opening bands and stuff. So we're real happy and we're real excited with what's going on, you know, and just hoping that we're grabbing as much fans as we possibly can, you know.
Yeah, and I guess this is a pretty good tour for you, like promotion wisely as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. You know, you couldn't really get these types of fans in the door for us without us having to go through tours like this where they're here for, you know, Caliban or As I Lay Dying or Trivium, and then they see us and they're like, oh wow, you know, and then so you build off that. So we're real happy to be on this tour.
And for example, in Finland, all those 3 bands have played their own headline shows here, so I guess most likely the show will be sold out tonight, and I guess it has been sold out in many places so far.
Yeah, it's been sold out in most places, so we're real happy. We're real excited.
So you have a new album out entitled Red, White and Green, and it was released in April through Sumerian Records. So what kind of feedback have you received from the album so far, and have you been pleased with it?
It's been great. We're real happy with the way that it's selling and the way that the reaction is going for the songs that are on that record, and it's definitely, you know, gotten us past where our first record did. You know, our first record was a great start, and this one just flew right past, you know, as far as people knowing about us from whatever record, the first or the second. It's definitely by far, a lot of people are like, I heard about you guys from the Red, White, Green record, you know, so it's grabbing.
It charted better as well.
Yeah, it's grabbing more people, so I like the record.
yeah, so it's good for you. Yeah. So what has been the fans' reactions when you have played the new material live?
Oh, it's been great. Plenty of singing along. People know the words. They know the songs. So it definitely shows that that's the record that is making Upon a Burning Body more well known. You know. So. Oh, go ahead.
So tonight a show here at the circus. So have you heard anything about Finland before? Do you know Finnish bands, for example, like Him, Nightwish, Apocalyptica?
Yeah, I know a few. I don't know how, you know, the response will be, is because of where we're at. You know, in places that we've never been, you're always a little curious on how your sound will go over with the crowd. But up to date, it's been fine. You know, we've been doing great. So I hope that this is the same. You know. So
everywhere you have played on this tour has been good so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said everywhere was absolutely amazing. I think there's 1 or 2 shows that weren't real crazy. You know, they were just kind of like, I don't know who this is, and I think I like it, but I'm not sure. But you know, you do it, maybe you're a little bummed out, like, crowd does, you know, probably wasn't. But then later you look at like how much merch you sold, and you're like, oh, and how many records you sold, and you're like, oh, I guess, you know, they weren't going crazy, but they're now fans, you know. So maybe next time they'll know the songs that they just didn't the first time. So there's been 1 or 2 of those, but for the most part, yeah, it's been great.
So you have been mostly touring in the States. So if you compare touring in the States to Europe, what do you see like as the main differences between these two?
I don't. There's, I think music is pretty universal, and when people go to shows, they pretty much do about the same as you would hope them to do. At least sing along, mosh pits are a little different here, maybe. But yeah, it's pretty universal, I think, and people just come to have a good time. And aside from the actual culture outside the venues of what life is over here, I would say that it's been treating us well. Same. The States will have crazy shows, and there's crazy shows over here, and we're just fortunate enough to be in a position to be able to come still, and hopefully grab new fans.
A lot of people have said that like Helsinki reminds them about Canada. So do you agree?
Really?
Have you had the time to check out the town?
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. We got in late last night, and like I said, we just kind of were on the bus. We walked a few blocks to get some food, but it looks like a beautiful city. I mean, Canada's yeah, it is very, and Canada's nice too. We don't go to Canada too often, but when we do, we're in like a 3 or 4 block kind of thing, so it's hard to say how the city is based off of that. But yeah, I'd say the same here. Looks good to me. Looks like a nice city.
Nothing to complain about.
Not that I've experienced yet, so hopefully we don't have to. But
so for many Finnish metalheads, the band is still quite unknown. So if you had to describe the sound of Upon a Burning Body to somebody who hasn't heard about you before, how would you describe it?
Well, we just try to say that we're a metal band from Texas. We try to have the biggest sound that we possibly can, and we try to make it real powerful and in your face with a lot of emotion and a lot of heart and things that we've gone through in our lives, and just basically working through the struggle of not having a lot of money and still trying to do something like this that's almost impossible to be able to do for most people. There's tons of people out there that want to be in a touring band and do all the stuff like that, but not a lot of people get to, and so we're happy that we're in a position where we can, and we just try to utilize it and appreciate it every day, and hopefully give hope to kids who still want to do it,
So nowadays it's kind of like a trend to labelize bands, and I have seen many times tag deathcore after your name. So what's your opinion about like people labelizing bands?
Well, I don't. People are gonna say a lot of stuff, and they're gonna say it all the time. But that's something we know, and all those genre things or whatever, you ask us what kind of music we are, and we just say we're a metal band from Texas. We're loud, we're
maybe more
heavy.
Extreme metal than just metal.
Yeah, I mean there's too many sub genres
nowadays
to even try to say and say, well, we're a little bit of this and this, and so we just say no, it's just heavy metal, loud, a newer version of heavy metal from Texas. That's it,
But I think it's good that nowadays bands are like combining different genres, that they aren't playing just the one genre. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's great. I think music is an art form that can be expressed in any way, so it's cool to see, like you said, all different types of music coming together in one way to make one sound for a certain band. And we try not to venture out too far, but yeah, it's cool. You get a variety of a bunch of stuff,
So when you started making music, which vocalist did you admire the most?
When I started to sing, I was really into singers. This is singer Jimmy Ryan from Haste the Day.
Yeah.
I really looked up to the way he did vocals. There's bands like Dead to Fall was great. I loved their vocals. I mean, I'm a huge fan. We're all huge fans of Pantera, so obviously, that's gonna feel as a major influence on some stuff. And same thing with bigger bands in the genre like Iron Maiden or Motley Crue, stuff like that. Bands like that, I think I was really into like seems like a whole different end. You know, you got Pantera, Mötley Crüe, and Iron Maiden, and then you know, Dead to Fall and Haste Today and stuff like that. But still influential to me, you know. So
has LA Dying been an influence to you?
Oh, of course, yeah, definitely. We remember you know, touring with them now, and we did a tour with them Mayhem Fest in the States, and we'll tell, you know, we joke about sometimes like when we were young kids and we would go see them at like little 300-400 cap venues, you know, and they're like, oh, I remember that show, you know. It's like, and we were like, yeah, we were there. And so it's cool to be able to tell bands like that you went to go see, that now that you're here touring with them, but you know, you never would have thought 10, you know, or 5 years ago, 8 years ago that you'd be, you know, here with them. So it's fun.
I have heard that those guys are pretty good when it comes to like doing pranks to other bands touring with them. So have they done any pranks to you on this tour?
Not yet, but you know, I'm not gonna say it, and then they're gonna see this and they're gonna be like, oh, now we're gonna get them. So I hope not, but I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully not. But sometimes, you know, you just want to mess around with a band like that, and it's not hard, you know. They're in the venue for a long time, or their bus is out and then they leave it open, or you know, you can figure out the code, or you know, so, I don't know. We'll see.
A lot of bands have licensed their own products recently. Like for example, Motorhead had their own wine, and In Flames had their own whiskey, and Finnish 69 Eyes had their own wine as well. So if you could like license some product, it doesn't have to be alcohol, under the name Upon a Burning Body, what would you license and why?
I think the obvious choice would be like maybe like a barbecue sauce, or like some type of a seasoning for barbecue. And I think all of us, being from Texas, grew up with the traditions of like weekly barbecues. You know, it's just like something we do there, and I think it would just be cool to have something like that, you know, just to brand and say, hey, you know, try this, you know, because in Texas, this, you know, a lot of people take a lot of pride in like, oh, I made this sauce, or I made this spot, like, you know, it's all like, you know, the barbecues there is like real big, and I think it'd be a cool thing to do, you know, and we barbecue all the time too, so I'd use it.
So during this tour you have spent some time in the tour bus because the distances are pretty big. So how do you usually spend the time in the tour bus? Are you a gamer, or do you watch TV series, or?
I'm not too big of a gamer. I think I've been playing games more on this tour than I ever have. Maybe before, you know. There's a PlayStation in there, and we have a few games, and there's really nothing else to do. We don't have phone service, like, so you only get to use on Wi-Fi if the venue has it. So from all the time that you're not in the venue to you're in the bus, which is quite a bit of it. Yeah, I just, you know, there's really nothing else to do. Just play video games, or we'll just walk, you know, try to walk a little bit of the city if we can, take pictures, that way when we do get Wi-Fi we could post it and kind of just do that. And if we're not doing that, and we're just kind of, right now we're just trying to write new riffs, new kind of get ahead, you know, try to get a head start on new material, and just do it that way, you know. That's about all we can do, I guess.
So if you could decide like one song from the latest Red, White, Green album to be included into some video game, which song would you choose, and which game to get that song included into it? That's a good question. I guess it depends what game. Maybe if it's like a fighting war, like one of them crazy games that they have out that everybody plays, like the warfare games, maybe I would choose a song like Sin City, or something that's kind of a little more obnoxious and upset, like with the lyrics. Or maybe if it was like a UFC game, or some game that you like choose your team, or your, you know, like, you know, football or basketball, like people are real serious about that. This is my team. Maybe like the opening song when the basketball team walks out or the football team comes out could be like the Texas Blood Money song that we have, maybe for a Texas team or for the San Antonio Spurs or something like that. You know, I guess maybe that would make the most sense to me.
as opposed to just throwing a song for the sake of throwing it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But that is pretty good promotion nowadays to have your songs in games.
Oh, it's huge. I wouldn't even know how big that could make your band if it's in a game like that. I mean, everybody's playing games, you know. So.
I have picked a lot of bands from different video games, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. If you know somebody, let me know.
It's pretty hard from Finland because most of the games are made either in the States or in Japan or China. Or
Right. Yeah, no, maybe someday somebody will have a connection and we can get in a game, so maybe.
Okay, so thank you very much for taking time off to do this interview with us, and good luck for tonight's show. Anything you want to say as a closer to your Finnish fans? You can hold the mic. There.
I guess if you haven't seen us yet, pick up the new record, Red, White, Green. If you like that one, pick the first one up, The World Is Ours. And I don't know, stores over here, but wherever you can get it, and come out to one of our shows and just hang out.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.